On first down, it's Watson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Patriots are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run. Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Tackled by Jonathan Grenard. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious, so you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Deshaun Watson, and when you think about the toughest quarterbacks in the league to game plan against, he's got to be in your top 5, does he not?
And when you talk about game planning, putting him in the top 5, that's an easy call because he can make every throw. That's not an issue at all. He has great touch delivering the football.
Oh, it's complete. A diving grab there by Brown.
When I played in the yard as a kid, I used to imitate the spectacular catches that I would see on TV. I don't think I ever imitated one quite that well.
Come on, give yourself some credit.
No, I know better. When we just saw
first down run, he gets maybe 3. Dante Hightower on the stop. Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Now that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Watson on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And folks, kick is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
They're going to try and throw. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now Jones. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Here's a diving catch right side. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. They'll run it here. This is James White. And this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the 2nd straight play. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13. Throwing Jones. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
They'll try and throw for it here. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Faking the give. Now Watson. They'll roll him out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And the Pats are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Well, we'll see what his offense can do. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning, threw 28.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Watson to give. This is Johnson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. To throw is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Here we go on 4th. Watson. Now Watson throws another interception. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Patriots are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jones. He gets it to James White. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Off the play fake. Jones. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. They go play action here on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, Jones.
He'll get that out to the flat to White.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, Do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. This is Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Damian Harris in the final seconds of the first half. And the Patriots are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. The final shot before the break. Watson forced out to his left. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Deshaun Watson, he's a lot of fun to watch in the pocket, but when he's forced out of the pocket like that, he can make those big plays downfield.
Almost a bad thing when you're pass rushing and you force a Deshaun Watson out of the pocket. He creates extra time. He has the poise to keep his eyes downfield and locate receivers, and it turns into a little bit of a scramble drill for the defensive backs. Where is everyone? And Deshaun Watson finds his target for a big, big play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. Gunnar Olszewski bringing it out. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're down on the scoreboard. Sort of a sloppy first half. And Coach Davis, if you were in the locker room, what would the message have been?
I think I'd have to go with something you...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Watson. Flush to his right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Texans. Jordan Akins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans push further out in front. On for the extra point is Folk. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
Olszewski now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Off play action, Jones. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Terrence Mitchell. The 30. 10. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Been good by Folk, and the lead is now 24. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
I don't think all you say to your guy is,
he's got him in, complete. And all the way in, touchdown, New England. Nelson Aguilar, his second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots get a score closer. They're going to try and run. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
He'll start with a handoff to Johnson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
From the 29, Watson eluding the pressure right. It's caught left side by Cooks. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big connection on that one. 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Watson, he fakes to Johnson and now looks to throw.
That's complete to the tight end, Akins. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Dietrich Wise in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out.
So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It got his man complete. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Back to throw again. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. Jones hit and the ball's out. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5.
Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one. And the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Johnson. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. New England on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. It's the fullback. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Patriots have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of them.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Jonathan Jones.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off. My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
This one to Bourne out on the left side. New England on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Off the play fake. Jones flush to his right. He's got it complete to Aguilar. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. James White, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Patriots have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Man, if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Akins. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. David Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Texans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2nd and 10. Jones.
He's going to let it fly.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
He gets this to Myers.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Now Jones.
Open man here, the tight end Henry. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So a 7-point game, they'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Now, fourth quarter, it felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Shelling through the defense and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. And they'll indeed take a knee. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Houston, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been